You guys are probably not even going to believe this, but I accidentally rubbed up against the go live button now. So here we are, live already. Got 5 likes. I love it. Appreciate it. If you like the content, hit the like button. You can always contribute to the channel via PayPal or Super Chat. And we are going to talk about are you traveling to Thailand in 2020? Are you going to be able to travel to Thailand in 2020? Hey, Brett Fort, good to see you and everybody else on the stream. Thank you so much for coming by on a back-to-back live stream weekend, which I normally have here on the channel. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. I just got some information regarding traveling Thailand in 2020. And it's not good information for those of you that are international people. Derek C., what's up, brother? Good morning to you. Just lighting a cigar, getting settled in for another live stream. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Hey, Jose, good to see you. We did get some kind of rough news this morning in terms of international travel. So the way I read it and the way it was explained to me, because I listened to a lawyer explain it, is that basically Thailand, we had the video on travel bubbles and how they were going to be the key to travel. They were going to be the key to traveling in and out of Thailand, and eventually they would get around to other countries and all that stuff. Stuck, my man, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, man. Nice to have my seasoned moderator in the house. Really appreciate you being here, bro. But I found out that they're basically going to cancel the travel bubbles. That's pretty much what's going to happen for at least 90 days. So they probably won't revisit the idea again until late October, maybe, or sometime in October. And that's bad for international travel. Now, keep in mind, hey, Andrew, good to see you, man. The thing to keep in mind here is we're dealing with Thailand, okay? And that's good if you are an international traveler looking to come to Thailand in 2020, because right now they're focused on domestic travel. In other words, everybody knows what domestic travel is, but I'll tell you just in case you don't. That's traveling within the borders of the country. Traveling within the borders of the country is a good thing. It's a great thing if you have the time and the money to do so. So I know several companies that are putting together travel packages for domestic tourism, but I don't understand how. Hey, Addie, good to see you. JT, good morning, Jeremy. I loved your video. Enough spot on, man. Thanks for your words and support here in the USA. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that very much. But there is I lost my train of thought when JT's comment. When we go back and look at the travel, are you going to be able to get here? Well, it kind of depends on your visa. I don't know if they'll let people with the retirement visa back in. I do know that you can get back in. Hey, Steve, after you have done your necessary paperwork in your country, got your fit to fly, you probably have to do some kind of Q word here in Thailand if you have a work permit. So if you are a teacher, for example, and you had a contract before all the madness began, and your work permit is still valid, then I haven't been told anything different. You should be able to make it into the country without too many hassles, which is probably a good thing. Furthermore, the lawyer that I heard this from this morning did not seem very enthusiastic about the travel bubbles, and did not seem, this is my interpretation, did not seem like it was going to happen. You know, so, you know, I want to be the guy that says, here's what I think will happen. This is just my opinion, but here's what I think. Addie says, cannot see you on a map of Thailand. You should be able to see me. I think everybody else can. Try refreshing your page, Addie. But what I'm hoping will happen is that this domestic tourism, well, I don't want to say I'm hoping that it will happen, but what I think is going to happen is this domestic tourism package that Thailand is working on. I don't think it's going to work. It may, it very well may, but I don't think it's going to. And here's why. Because you have people in Thailand that are now going back to work full time, like me. I'm back to work full time, 45 hours a week. And the only days off I have are weekends and I think national holidays. So I don't really have time to travel. Mike says, hey, bud, any info on the TAT giving out those monetary vouchers to Thais for 1,000 baht off domestic travel? Yeah, I've heard that. I've actually heard up to 5,000 baht on that, Mike. Yes, please hit the like button for Jeremy. Thank you, JT. I appreciate that. But I've actually heard about 5,000 baht. Here's the problem that I see, Mike, and you can feel free to type away. Here's the problem I see. The problem that I see is everybody's going to be going back to work. They're not going to have any money left over. When are they going to take advantage of these tourism package is what I'm asking, because I don't think that even people like me or people like the tourism packages. What's up, Matt Tech? Good to see you. The tourism packages themselves are set up for Thais. They're not really set up for foreigners. We're not getting any vouchers or anything. But if we had the time, I'm sure we would travel. I know I would. I just don't know when that time is going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen we don't have that many holidays coming up the rest of the year. There are some, but not many. So I don't see it. I just don't see it working. I could be completely wrong, but I just don't see it working. So I think, based on my very short 2 years and a couple months here in Thailand, and watching the government work and the things that they do, and how fast they'll implement something and how fast they'll pull it back, I think that they're probably going to open up the doors to some international travel a little bit sooner than what they thought. I don't know that it'll be sooner than the 90 days that they said, because they are very, 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 very cautious when it comes to what's happening around us right now and the world. Mike said, indeed, Bangkok is back to work. Circumvent is packed. I've noticed from about mid-Friday through Sunday, the Thai tourist areas are quite busy. Yeah, they would be, because they hadn't been able to get out and all that stuff. MedTech is a beast, looks like Wolverine and runs like the Flash. I like that. Cody, what's up, brother? Cody says stuff is so cheap there. I'm not really interested in packages. How much more can you save than $15 a night on hotels and a table full of food for $5? You got to get that's a good point, Cody. The problem is, I don't think you're going to be able to get here to spend it. I really think that it may be 2021 before we see international tourism come back to life in Thailand. And that makes me nervous because a lot of my friends are international tourists and they come and they go. And I really would like to see them. I would really like to see them. So that's one thing. Hey, Jose says exactly, Jeremy. They'll have no choice to possibly open up sooner since they'll have to be ready for high season. I don't know how the stimulus stuff works here in Thailand in terms of like government. That they don't. I don't think they have a Fed or like we do in America. I don't think they have a way of just generating money unless they borrow it from another country. That I don't think. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. So I don't think that with about the lawyer said either 10 or 20%, I can't remember, of Thailand's GDP comes from tourism. You're talking about 10 to 20% GDP loss in tourism over the course of a year. I don't see how that's sustainable. I just don't. Cody says my biggest cost is the holy moly Jolie. Brett, I love you, man. Thanks for coming in. And boy, do you make an entrance. He says starting it off. Brett, $50 on PayPal. Starting it off. That's awesome, dude. Thank you for so much, Brett. So much, man. You and several other people on this channel really, really hit it with the big hammer and really keep these costs going, man. He said Brett says he was lurking. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that so much. So much. If anybody wonders, you can contribute via PayPal or super chat. The PayPal links in the description below. You can also become a channel member, which is only $2.99, and you get some pretty cool perks there. I'm still not done laying out the perks for $3 a month. I'm still going to give you more stuff for $3 a month. I just hadn't got around to it. Okay, back on topic, Brett. Again, that's a lot of money, dude, and I appreciate the heck out of that. We go back up and catch Cody's. Cody says my biggest cost is the flight. My biggest cost is the flight. That's true. Steve says hoping October, November opening for international flights. I certainly hope so. I have some personal plans around the Christmas area during that time, and if they don't open international flights, I'm not going to be able to take part in that. And I'm not leaving to go anywhere. I just need some of my friends to be able to come back. Cody says Americans have no one is okay. That's one of the comments I got to take down, Cody, because the key word in there, but you understand. Yeah, so Americans aren't going anywhere for a while, and that's why, Cody, you make a very, very, very good point. Very good point. Stuck says, I think he's talking to Mike. That's what I've heard from other people about Thai tourist areas. They are packed. I've pretty much seen a lot of package. A lot of Thais on the weekends are really taking advantage of being able to go out and to go to these tourist areas. And maybe it's part of the tourist packages. I don't know. Let me real quick touch on visa amnesty, because a lot of people that live here in Thailand have been wondering, well, are we going to get another month of amnesty or what's going to happen? And I keep getting the excuse, Well, there's been no announcement, no public announcement. Oh, so here's what you got to understand, guys. When they announced the visa amnesty, they announced it was going to be from a certain date. I forgot when it started, until July 31st. That's the official announcement. Unless it changes, it's done July 31st. And I heard a lawyer quote that yesterday. And I thought, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Steve says, agree with Cody. Knuckleheads wrecking it for us competent citizens. You will not hear me argue with that statement, Steve. Mike said, he's talking to Cody. He says, the cool packages I've experienced are book a hotel, motorbike rental included, hotels with breakfast included, are providing dinner as well to Thais. Good for them. Yeah, that is good. That's very good. Let domestic tourism come on around and that kind of thing. And, let the Thais take advantage of these packages that they don't normally have access to. Let them enjoy their country. I mean, absolutely. I'm 100% for it. 100% for it. What's up, Travel TV? How you doing, bud? Good to see you, man. Hadn't seen you in a minute. Wow. We got another 20 from, I'll hide his name because I don't think he wants his name shown, but we got another 20, and I believe that's from my boy. And I appreciate you very, very, very much. Very, very much. You know who you are. So thank you so much, man. Really, thank you. That's, we try to get $100 per weekend, and we got 170 now because we made exactly 100 yesterday. So if we get 200 a day, that'll be an all-star weekend. And we do have what I wanted to tell you guys also is I am going to travel somewhere at the end of this month because we do have a 3-day weekend, and so the travel funds, the more cushion we put on it, like we're doing right now, the better. I want to be able to take a taxi straight to places rather than the bus. Not because I'm too good to take the bus, just working a full-time job, it limits my my time. It just does. Thank you guys for putting up PayPal links. I appreciate that. JT says, Cody, agree except for staying closed. I'm not, I'd have to go back and see that. Addie says, Melbourne City and Oz, a second lockdown from, yeah, there's that term again. This term right here, if you guys can see my mouse, I don't know, I'll highlight it and see if you can see it. You see that term right there? We're going to have to figure out a buzzword around that. But yeah, I agree with you, Addie. You were definitely on point with your comment for sure. Prep for it says, I am booked for mid-November for 27 days. I will have a great time. Yes, you will have a great time. 27 days and not having to get up and go to work. The only thing you have to worry about is getting up and going to party or to your next destination or whatever you like to do. They'll do it. Cody says, I use Expedia to travel. They bundle anything you want. Yes, they do. Many places do. Addie says, new tourist area proposed 30 kilometers south of Pattaya. News on newsfeed. I heard about that. You're correct. I heard about that. Cody says, and if I can take buses 100 miles for $4 and bought buses across town for $3, I'm good there. That's very, very true. Very, very true. And I think Mike's a testament to that because he loves to make videos about his $1.54 bus rides and cheap stuff that he gets to do during the day. So taking the bus is not above me by any means. I've done it before. I've taken the bus to Pattaya several times. I've taken the bus from Rayong to I'm gonna mess it up. Mukadao, which is right next to the border of Laos, and it's on the river. Doing a visa run, I went over to Savannakit. I even have video on that if you want to watch it. Steve says, do you think condo rental leases will reduce once Bangkok opens up? Bangkok is pretty much open back up. It's just the flights and stuff are not coming in from international people. Probably to answer your question, it would kind of make sense for them to go back up because now you've got international money coming in. So, Cody says, I'm betting everything goes up 25% this Thailand. It could. Stuck says, LD is what we've been using for that term. Yeah, not that term. The second. We'll fix it. We'll work it out. Mike says, Amnesty recommendation for those doing a 90-day reporting. Try using the app as early as Friday, July 17th, 2 weeks prior to 31st. On your Amnesty, understand Amnesty is not an extension of stay. Okay, there's two different things. My recommendation, it falls right in line with Mike's. On Monday, here in Thailand, Thailand's Monday. Okay, go ahead and either make plans to get out of the country and go to another one, or probably your home country will be where you need to go. But wherever you go, get out of Thailand. Make plans for that, or make plans to get a visa that allows you to stay longer. Okay, and be careful using agencies in this process, because if you pop up on the 30th or so and say, the agents hand you back a visa, you want to be 100% sure that when you go to leave Thailand, or when you go to get another visa somewhere, that they didn't give you a visa that isn't just worth the paper that it's printed on. I've seen things like that happen, and it is not good for anybody, guys. So be careful. Travel TV says bus rides. Get a motorbike. Driving in Bangkok is like being a jet fighter. I actually, last weekend when I took off, I'm going to be putting out a video pretty soon about my little lunch last weekend, and I've got some GoPro helmet footage of me flying my jet through traffic, so it's pretty good. Mike says, I'm busing it to Pattaya tomorrow, then Kulan. Clearly, you need to take a sick day from work this week. I tell you what, man, if I could, I would. But my job's been good to me in terms of, doing the right thing, and I'm going to return the favor because you can't go wrong with doing the right thing. That's just my opinion. Cody says we're going to have get tested monthly in the yeah, that's probably your comment is probably going to happen, Cody. I wouldn't see yes, second JT, there you go. That's what I was talking about, Stuck, not the LD. But you're right, Cody. I think that's definitely going to be a part of it. I think it's going to cause a lot of problems. I do. I think a lot of people are going to feel like they're being made to do something they don't want to do. And I just think it's going to cause a lot of problems. I hope it does not. Hello, Earl. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Stuck says, Cody in Texas, after riding some of the jeepneys and trikes in the Philippines, bot buses aren't so bad. I agree with that 100% because I rode my share of not so much jeepneys. I did ride some jeepneys, but I took trikes just about everywhere. And once you get past two people in a trike and you have three people, we actually rode four people in one. It's just a sidecar with a cover over it on attached, welded to a motorcycle, and it gets rough, man. Hey, it says he fell out of a butt bus in 2012. That's not cool. Cody says, I got a fat butt and a hard head. Jeepneys are fun. Mike says, I thought I was the only one. I fell out April 2013. Pattaya Sankron. Enough said. That's funny. That's very funny. I hope that doesn't happen to me. I have not had that happen before, yet. Addie says I had two Russian beauties pick me up. Was worth falling out of the butt bus. That's cool, man. And that would be a heck of a way to meet the love of your life, right? Fall out and have her pick you up off the ground. That's so funny. Cody says I can see part of visas having an up-to-date checkup upon reopening. Yeah, that's definitely possible. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I think we're going to see some new innovative ways of traveling, and I don't know what those ways are. But I imagine we will start to see them pretty soon. Kel says always better in the Philippines. Ooh. Cody says I can see part I already read that. And he's asking Kel why. Kel says trike drivers are dodgy. I would agree with that 100%. Stuck says Kel Venator, which is better, is a matter of opinion and preference, and I agree. Eddie says, I'm a funny booger, love making beautiful women laugh. Yeah, I think we all love making beautiful women laugh. JT says, brings new meaning to swept off your feet. That's a good one, man. That's a really, really, really good one. Brings new meaning to swept off your feet. I like that. Cody says, my soulmate was uh-oh'd by a bus the day before I was supposed to meet her. I'm sure of it. I'm not sure if you're joking or being serious, so I'm not going to make any comment there, Cody. And he's laughing at JT. Cody says, Addie Russian chicks throw sticks at the drivers, then get clients that fall out. You can't put that hashtag in here, Cody. Crazy. Cody must be about 7 or 8 deep in a 12-pack. Because he's going on and on tonight. Oh, he says he's just joking. Okay, that's fine. No problem. But back to the topic. Number one, if you're in here and you haven't hit the like button yet, please do that. It really helps me out, and I appreciate it very much. I want to thank everybody who has contributed so far monetarily to the channel. Thank you so much. And little mid break here. Don't forget you can be a channel member by hitting the join button below. It's only $3 and you get some cool perks. Mike says, I am really surprised there are not little clinics being built at airports for tests, etc., allowing for fit to fly search before going on the plane. I actually thought about that, Mike, and that's probably what's going to happen because they haven't made it clear. Okay, Robert. They haven't made it clear, Mike, whether the 72 hours of the fit to fly certificate is 72 hours from the time you get the test or 72 hours from the time that you get on the plane. So you may be limited to a very, very small window. Like if you have to go the day before and get your fit to fly cert, and then your plane doesn't leave until 9 p.m. the next night, and it takes you, so you take the cheap route, and it takes you 32 to 36 hours to get here. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think your idea is very, very good. I do not know who you are, so I am not going to stick your name out there. He said, thanks for all the info. I felt it was about time I contributed. Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your $10 PayPal there. I very, very, very much appreciate it. That leaves us $20 short for the double for the weekend. That's cool, man. I really appreciate that, and thank you so much for that. Let me go back up and see if I can catch some comments here. Okay, Adam says you're very welcome, so he doesn't mind putting the name up there. Thank you, Adam. I really appreciate that, man. Let's see. All good, Cody. Cody says no beer tonight. you really are in a good mood then. JT says hit those likes. Yes, please. Cody says, yeah, I have to go pick up my kid from work. I'll check y'all on the next go around. Okay, Cody, you take care, brother. I appreciate you, man. Kel Venator says, when will Thailand start to accept tourists? So that's kind of what we've been talking about. Right as of right now, they are not going to be accepting tourists except under special conditions, like if you have a work permit, possibly a retirement visa. If you are hold a diplomatic visa of some kind, or you have a work permit, they'll be letting you come around and bounce back and forth and that kind of thing. So, but you still are going to have to go through a process. I personally don't see tourists coming back. My hope and wish is for October, but it's more likely that it'll be 2021 before we'll see tourists coming back. And I really, really hate that a lot. Stuck in Florida, I think that is coming as soon as testing becomes more expedient. I would agree. TA says, oh no, I'm late. I know what happened to you, man. You were here and then you were gone. It's all good. Steve says, I read it was 72 hours from Wheels Up. That's good. That's good. Very, very, very good. And now we have had a double weekend. The note says, blam, never be short. Hashtag live your ass off. I love that. So because it just says amazing. Sent you $20. Pretty sure I know where that came from. I really, 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 really appreciate that, man. That's made a big difference for the weekend. Definitely for the channel, and definitely for my spirits, because they were little messed up yesterday. Steve says, I read it was 72 hours for Wheels Up. Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's the case, Steve. I really do. I don't think it would be fair any other way. Tim says, I hope in 2020. I do too, Tim. I really, 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 really hope in 2020 that we get tourists back over here, because I need some of my friends, frankly. Yeah, that's what we all want to know, says Stuck. All I can tell you for sure is the next 90 days, they did announce this morning, for the next 90 days, there's not going to be any kind of travel bubble. So you're going to have some kind of status or reason, like very legit reason, to come into Thailand, probably meaning you will have to have the correct type of visa, I would assume. Mike says, indeed, actually, I forgot the reliability of tests were in question. That's very true. Very true. That I'm going to be interested to see how that rolls off. Addie says, love watching Russian chicks in Paris trying to ride a hired motorbike on holiday. They fall off, sit back, and watch the show. Hard belly laughs. Ken says, hi, hope all is well. Hey, Ken, good to see you, bud. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Stuck is talking to Mike says, not even so much the reliability, but how long it takes to process it. Another good point made by Stuck. Johnny Five says Addie John because they are so tall. Very interesting. Maybe a bit uncoordinated, no balance. That's funny. Brett says, why were your spirits down? Did you have another bad date and it turned out to be a no, somebody else removed that because you used the entire word of LB, Brett. Don't feel bad. We usually just use LB for a term on that because YouTube they get cringy about using the whole word. They start looking at everything from context and all that stuff. No, I just had I had a live stream yesterday that started off the way I wanted it to, and it went in. We had somebody in the live stream, and that mandated that it went in a different direction, and it really kind of messed it up. It took me about 45 minutes to get back to the point I was trying to make, and I wound up having to pull the live stream down. So. Yeah, long story, nothing big, nothing super major, nothing channel killing, nothing. We still a family, man, and the announcement I'm gonna have at the end of the video is gonna talk a little bit more about that. Yeah, but please don't take that personally, Brett. That's why the mods are on top of it there. Yeah, it was a little stinger, but we got through it. We're still here. We got 43 people watching and 25 thumbs up. Probably could get a few more of those. And it's been 37 minutes. We've talked about some very good information. We've raised another $100 for the travel fund, thanks to you, Brett. I'm having a blast with this conversation because we're really getting somewhere here. Mike says, okay, I'm off to get some more Bangkok. Amazing with a wink. I figured, thank you, Mike. And thanks for dropping by, brother. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful time getting some more Bangkok. I wish I had the time on my hands that Mike does. Not to say anything about him because he obviously worked for the time that he has on his hands, but I wish I had that much time. I would bring you guys tons of content. I really would. So hopefully I'll be changing some things around later on in the months to come, and maybe I'll have that kind of time. We'll see what happens. Eric says, greetings. I'm late. That's okay, Eric. No problem, man. Kel says, I wish you would do this live stream another time. Sick of waking up hangover every Sunday and have to miss it. Oh, that's funny. TA says, who downvoted the live stream? Well, don't worry about that, man. Well, I'm not going to get into that because that's a negative issue, and we try to stay positive on here. Basically, the one thing that I never do on here is have anything to do with politics, religion, and anything like that. And yesterday, I tried to have a enough is enough live stream talking about America, and unfortunately, we had some people that came on in the very beginning that wanted to steer the conversation in a direction that I didn't want to go because it wasn't about politics or religion. It was about how we could treat each other better as human beings, but they didn't want to hear any of that. So anyway, back to the travel part, the important stuff. I think Eddie says, was me joking. I think that, what did you say? No, TH. No, let me remove that, man, because that's a bad one. Back to traveling and the way that here's one good thing. The time of hello Thailand obsessions and just positive teach. I got you, buddy. Right now it's cloudy in Thailand a lot, especially here in Bangkok. This is not high season. This is low season. This is not the best time to come here on vacation, to be quite honest. So if you look at it from that perspective, then you may look at it from a little more positive note. Ken says, what about an education visa, i.e. learn a language? Yeah, you're not getting an education visa to come in to Thailand. It's not going to happen because they're not going to give out any kind of visas that are going to allow you to come into Thailand from a foreign country. There are no inbound international flights that Thailand is accepting right now, with the exception of repatriating Thais and letting people in that already have the proper visa and a work permit, that kind of thing. So unfortunately, Ken, right now, buddy, it's not going to happen. I don't think. You can contact the lawyer. In fact, you can email Integrity Legal at it's info@integritylegal.com, I believe. You can go to their website, email them. That's a law firm that deals primarily in visas here in Thailand, in Bangkok, and they will give you the entire answer. And phone consultations with them are free. Eric says, for better live streams, we need more labs and golden retrievers and less people. Are you a dog lover, man? Eddie says, easier to be negative than positive. It sure is. TH says, LOL, my bad. No worries, man. Brett says, no, Eric. Dobermans and German Shepherds. Yeah, Brett's the one that has to break off every once in a while to take the dogs out. So I guess he's got Dobermans and German Shepherds would be my thing. Would be my thinking. So don't come around Brett's house because you just might end up wishing that has never happened. And I can completely understand, Brett. Addie says, another YouTube song, bad. I'm not a big YouTube fan, Matt. I'm a big YouTube fan, but not a U2 fan. Brett says, and snakes, but I don't have to take them out. Oh, you have snakes as well. That's one thing I couldn't do is handle snakes. I just can't do it. I watch my friends do it. Many of my friends have snakes, but I can't do it. I just can't. Eric says, I just opened the door and they go on the beach here in Key Largo. Man, that must be nice. Just be on the beach, open the door, run out, let your dogs run out, let just you run out on the beach. That's nice, man. Brett says, 166 got bit by one of my olive pythons today twice. Ooh. I don't know what a 166 is, but that doesn't sound good. And I know pythons are some big muscular snakes. So, ooh. Travel TV says, I want to come to Thailand at the end of the year for a job. And I wanted to travel to Japan, the Philippines, then Malaysia before coming to Thailand. But that doesn't like it's going to happen. No. Oh, 166 snakes, Brett. Wow. Yeah, wow. You're right, Travel TV. Let me get another drink, guys. You're right. I don't think that any of that is going to happen. Good news for you, Travel TV, is you are currently in America, and as long as you are in America, then you will have the opportunity to make American dollars. So make as much as you can and save up as much as you can. So when the doors to these nice places do open back up, you'll have plenty saved to come over and look for a job. That's how I would spend the positive on that if I were in your position. That's how I would spend that. I think it would be more beneficial for you. Like I wouldn't even mind being in. But I love my job here. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying if I didn't have it, I wouldn't mind being in America right now, working, saving American dollars to come back over here to Thailand when it happened. Stuck scars from Green Anaconda. Travel TV says, I will find a job and come straight there. That's probably the best thing in the world. Teaching English right now, I don't know if you could, I don't know if they could get you, I know they could get you the non-B paperwork, but I don't know if you could get the non-B 90-day visa that you would need to come in, but they can't get you a work permit until you have that 90-day visa, and you have to sign a whole bunch of papers and stuff to the work permit because it's two separate offices. You got the Ministry of Labor and the Immigration Office that you have to go through. But yet there are a ton of schools that are hiring teachers left, right, sideways, up, down. I mean, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Ads right now for teachers in Thailand. Perhaps you could call one of the agencies here, and they can get you in Thailand with some type of temporary visa that Thailand has come up with to attract foreign workers. I don't know. I don't even know if a visa like that exists, but what I do know is it's never going to hurt you to try. So if you're really interested in coming back over here as a teacher, I try. Give it a shot. See what happens. JT says, is it possible for an American to have two retirement visas? For example, one for the Philippines and one for Thailand. Doesn't have to be those two countries. Just curious if it's possible to do so. Stuck said it used to be possible, but I'm not sure now. I can't think of any reason why it would be not possible. Because I would think that I would you would be okay having a retirement visa in two countries, because you would as long as you didn't. Well, I could see where the problems would come in here, because being on a retirement visa would require you to stay in a country a certain amount of time. So you would have to stay that certain amount of time in whatever country you wanted to visit. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good question. I have to look into that, JT. Good question. Addie says, Brett, one of my audiobooks about Australia's 6 most venomous land snakes in the world. Well, I watched a video on that kind of snake the other day, and it scared me. Travel TV says, if push comes to shove, I'll just go to Cambodia. They got the $3,000, and then the I think it's 14 or 21 days of the Q word that you have to go through. Just making sure bro. Brett says, Stuck, luckily my olive is still small, but eventually he should hit 10 to 13 feet, and then I'll have to watch out. I bet so. Stuck says, Eddie John catching an inland taipan is on my bucket list. That would be cool, man. That would be cool, but I would just be too scared to get next to a snake like that. That's a lot of man. That's a big snake. Fortunately, I haven't ran into any snakes here in Bangkok, but I read in the Pattaya news this morning that I think it was an 8-foot anaconda was found in somebody's car in Pattaya yesterday. So, who knew, right? Addie says the snake expert I interviewed had been bitten many times. Be safe. Travel TV, yes. You have to put a $3,000 deposit down. Then they test you and comes back in 24 hours. But if someone test plus on the plane, you're in the Q word for 14 days. Got to remove that just because of some of the wording, but thank you for breaking that down for me because I did not know the specifics. So I really appreciate that, Travel TV. He says, but if you just do the 24 hours, Cotswold knows it costs like $150 or something. Very interesting. Steve says, how smart are snakes? They bite the hands and that feed them, literally. Well, they're not. I don't know, man. Stuck says probably a reticulated python or Burmese python if I'm in Thailand. Probably. Addie says Koh Samui Island has black scorpion shows. I've heard about the scorpions on some of the islands out here. And if Mike happens to still be watching the video, if he's going to Koh Larn, I recommend that you go see Rockman, the boat. It says Rockman on it. He's a great guy. Tell him I sent you. And he will take you to some islands that you have to pay to get on, but they're private. And the Navy watches over them. And they're out in the Koh Larn area. They're out beyond. There's a lot of Koh Pai and many other islands out there to go see. And that's one thing a lot of people miss in Pattaya. So you know that those islands are out there, and there are many out there. You just have to find the right boat driver to take you there. Travel TV says, but if you just, I already read that. Stuck says, I read that too. Eddie says, I read that too. Lyle says, I'm only interested in catch and release. I'm not talking about snakes. Okay. Stuck says, no anacondas in Thailand. That's good. That's good. Well, maybe there was maybe it wasn't an anaconda. I don't know. I'll look it up right now and tell you. Because it was definitely some kind of snake. And let me see what kind of snake it was. A vehicle was cut in half. I'm trying to bring. By the way, a British man a couple of days ago, just to let you guys know, according to the police, committed suicide, and he was found with a plastic bag over his head and his hands tied behind his back. There has been injury, crashing in the truck, large weapons, engineers, immigration, army, and border officials arrest 107 illegal Cambodian migrants in one day. Thai doctors and officials deeply concerned about possibility of illegal border crossings, and you know what? 4-meter long python found in vehicle in Chambéry. That's what it was. That's what it was. So I stand corrected. Travel TV says, had a Burmese python when I was a kid, then got expensive feet. I had to get rid of it. It was like 18 feet long. If you get bit, if you get rid of it, it was like, oh, we had to get rid of it. It was like 18 feet long. If you get bit by one, you have to push your hand deeper in your mouth to unlock the teeth. Addie says that snakes not okay. Can we stop talking about snakes? Cody says, OJ meant to ask you to see about doing DoMoreLife mask. I am absolutely going to do that on my Teespring store. Absolutely 110% going to do that on my Teespring store. I think I have unlocked them. If I do, I will do an announcement and let you guys know that they are available. Yeah, JT, I'm going to hide your comment, but pretty much that's pretty much what it says. Brett says a small snake. Okay. People are selling various for $13 each. That would be the best logo for a mask. That would be a pretty good logo, I would say. That would be a good logo for a mask. So I will check into that today, as a matter of fact, because that's a really good idea, Cody. Really, really good idea. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, by the way. Larby says, how is the real estate in Pattaya right now, and what's the best way to buy a condo in Pattaya? I was there last year, and I checked out some properties. Right now, if you're not in Thailand, buying one would probably be a little bit difficult in terms of the paperwork and that kind of thing, because it's going to be a while before you could probably get back into Thailand. And I don't know what the prices are on condos because I just haven't been. I've only been to Pattaya once since everything started. Seriously, I've only been there once. And I haven't really paid attention to property prices. I did find some nice condos that were for rent for about let's see, one was 6,000, one was 6,900. Then there was the 8,000 baht apartment in different areas throughout Pattaya. So very affordable and in good locations. But I don't know about buying them. I didn't. I remember seeing the buying price, but I never remember seeing what, or I don't remember the exact amount of what those were. So I apologize. Steve says, do the monitor lizards in Lupine Park bother people, or are they afraid of people? They're mostly, they'll move away from you. I've never had a problem in Lupine Park with the monitor lizards. I've got, matter of fact, I have a whole video on Lupine Park that I need to get out to people at some point. It was shot a long time ago. And I haven't got it out yet, so I need to do that. Brief intermission. Please hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying this content. I really appreciate it, and it helps the YouTube algorithm very much. We have 52 people in here, which I'm very surprised about. And I want to thank you all for being here, because that's a larger number than we usually have on a consistent basis throughout a live stream. I also want to take this time to note that some of the people in this stream have monetarily contributed and via super chat or PayPal. Well, today it's all been PayPal. Yesterday there was some super chat. All that goes into travel funds. It does not go to pay my rent or put food in my mouth or any of that stuff. I have a full-time job that takes care of all of that. So if you want to contribute, you're welcome to. If not, no problem. I'm glad you're in the chat. Now, Eric says they just caught a 17-footer here in the Glades. Oh man, I can only imagine about the Everglades. Stuck says, Steve, they are not aggressive unless feeding. Didn't know that. Addie says, respect no more on S. Okay. Travel TV says monitor lizards are usually non-aggressive. I agree. I haven't seen one that's aggressive. MetTech says, personally, I feel tied down through property ownership. I don't think I would be a buyer in Thailand for the sake of freedom of long-term travel. Well, that makes sense if that's if you're going to keep your other property as well. But if you really love Thailand and you want to stay here for a while, it's probably a good idea to think about, especially if you have the money. Especially, it's an especially good idea. Especially, that's not what I'm looking for. It's a really good idea to maybe think about having a home base in Southeast Asia if you wanted to do long-term travel. That's my plan, and I plan on eventually one day buying a condo here in Thailand. But I understand your point, Matt Tech, completely. Eddie says best to rent. I think that's what I would do. I agree with you for the most part, Eddie, because if I'm going to be moving all over the world at some point, one day it's going to happen. I just don't know when that'll be. And if I'm going to do that, renting is usually the best option. That's one reason I rent my bike. People say you could have paid for a bike by now. Well, yeah, I could have, but I rent my bike in case something happens and I got to pick up and leave. I don't owe a bank anything. I'm not going to get held up at the border for owing a bill that I can't pay. All my rents, all my bills are up to date 100%. And, I don't, that's just one less thing I have to worry about. So renting makes a lot of sense to me. Cody says, just me for $300 a month for a decent apartment. Why buy? Just my humble opinion. Well, that's a good point because I'm in a $300 a month apartment and, I have a tremendous view of the city. It's a very nice apartment. It's small, but it's very nice. And there's no reason to think about buying it. 9 Maxim, you don't drink, man. You are a great personality. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Yep, that's true. I don't drink, but I try to keep the personality as good and upbeat and positive as I can. But things happen. Travel TV says, what are taxes like for your job? If the job, say 50,000 baht, how much for that is taxed? I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Travel TV. They do that for us at the schools. I haven't paid any taxes since I've been here. Your first 2 years, you don't have to pay any anyway. So this would be my first year of having to pay taxes, and it's always been done. It's always been done through the school itself. So I hope that that's what will happen. But finding a teaching job that starts at $50,000 is going to be tough, or 50,000 baht. And you may have just been using that as an example, so no big deal. Are you in Bangkok, JC? Yes, I am in Bangkok. Darren says the Thai government trying to clean up red light entertainment and lessen the single Western tourists coming there. I don't, they're always trying to clean stuff like that up, but I don't think there's a full court press on it by any means. Yeah, I think the overarching reason that people are not coming here has to do more with the thing that makes people sick than anything else. Matt Tech says, Jeremy, I'm also teetotal, but I lack personality, 5'5". I'll take your word for it, Matt Tech. I'll take your word for it. Hopefully, I'll have a opportunity to meet some of you guys in person one day. So that would definitely be cool. So just to follow up and kind of summarize a few things. I don't think, definitely for the next 90 days, Thailand has put out a announcement, if you will, that they're not going to be letting tourists come into the country. Stuck says, I am now a teetotaler. I just drank my last Modelo. I hear you. All right, see you, Cody. So for 90 days, according to today's announcement, they're not going to be letting tourists come back in. In fact, they're not even going to evaluate whether or not they should be coming in. Now, remember, this is Thailand, and things change all the time, so that could happen very much. Briefly, we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. So I told you I had something special for everyone at the end. And I just briefly want to say, there is Mosquito. You've probably answered this question a million times. Well, what on earth you think will happen to travel in Thailand? I have a wife in Thailand. If you have a wife in Thailand, you should be good to go. You just need to call up immigration, get your fit to fly certificate. And if you're married, if you're on a marriage visa and your spouse is here in Thailand, you should be able to come back. It shouldn't be a big problem. Call a lawyer just to make sure, but it shouldn't be a problem. So to end the live stream, number one, I want to thank you guys for an amazing live stream. I want to thank, the dialogue on the side was just amazing in the conversation. If you don't have a visa, then you probably won't be able to do that. No, I don't speak much Thai, and I understand very little of it. Yes, that's true, Stuck. So what I want to say is thank you guys so much for a great chat today. This has been wonderful. I absolutely love it. For those of you that monetarily contributed to the channel, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really, really, really genuinely appreciate that. It's making me be able to travel that much easier, and I appreciate it so much. And Travel TV says, great chat. Yep, we had a great chat today, guys. We really did. I'd like to thank all my moderators who came in and did their job like they always do. I appreciate that so much. Eli says, thanks for the great channel. Thank you, Eli. And thank you for coming back. Appreciate it. But what I did want to say, you're welcome, Sean. What I did want to say is regarding the live stream yesterday. If you didn't see it, we got taken down a road that we didn't want to be on. And I was trying to, for the first time ever, talk about people without talking about politics. And unfortunately, we had a person that came on the stream that took us directly into the political situation and into that mindset, and it kind of messed everything up a little bit. So I took the live stream down, and I'm not embarrassed about anything that was said on that live stream yesterday. It's just that I was a little too defensive. And, when I make a mistake, I call it out. And if you're a member of my Facebook group, you can see the entire mistake, or you can see the entire video apology in there. Stuck says, thanks, JC, for a great stream, bringing DoMoreLife family together. Thank you, man, for being here. I'm really, really happy that you're here. and I genuinely thank you for everything that you do. You've been around a long time. As far as everybody else goes, Andrew says, you love our country, Jeremy. Yes, I do. I do very much. I do very much. And I love the people in the country, the good and the bad. And I think that conversation is the solution to the vast majority of problems everywhere, not just in our country, but in any country. I think conversation goes a long way. If you can have a conversation with an open mind, man, you can really get some stuff accomplished. That's true. MedTech, not really, because we didn't really get into. We just got dragged into one thing, and it took off into a political direction. I wasn't trying to be political. I didn't want to be. So, but it's my fault for continuing down that path, and I take full responsibility for it. So, back to fighting this kangaroo, Eddie said. I hear you, bud. But you guys are awesome, and I look so forward to seeing you guys next weekend. We work all week this week. We will have I will have one, maybe two videos out for you during the week. It's just kind of going to be that way until we get a 3-day weekend where I can go out and really do some recording for you guys, because as you know, from your incredible generosity, I was able to purchase a nice camera system, and I've been able to use it, and you've been seeing some photos. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's jeremy.clodfelter. That's my Instagram handle, and you can see all the pictures there. You can also, if you go in the description, you can find my fan page on Facebook, my personal Facebook, and channel member link. There's some other stuff down there. So, very good stuff. Very good stuff. Donald says, I miss Pattaya. I do too. Many of my friends are there. JT says, I know you were worried to lose subscribers. I just want you to know you didn't lose my loyalty. Bless you for your patriotism. Thank you, JT. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. Travel TV says, got to go, guys. Take care. Just the final little, holy moly. Somebody is trying to mess with me. Thanks for the chat yesterday. Wow. I'm not going to put up the name. This comes from a company, but that's $50 more. $50 more, guys. We made $150 today for the travel fund. I could not be happier. Because we made 100 yesterday, and that's 250 for the weekend. That is great. That's 250. I can travel for at least go somewhere and stay 2 nights, 3 days, 2 nights on 250. As long as it's not, I don't have to get on a plane. I can get there by bus. So that is absolutely awesome. I want to remind everybody on this channel, always keep an open mind, and always feel free to call me out if I'm wrong. Feel free to correct me if I'm making a mistake. And you guys can always message me on Instant Messenger anytime you want about anything you want. I am a busy guy. I may not get back to you right at that moment, but I will do my best to get to you as soon as possible. Because I love, and when I say love, I mean love. I love this DoMoreLife family. I love the camaraderie that we get, and I love my moderators. I love the people in the chat. I love people like Cody that come in here all the time. That's just cracking stuff up, and that's just one of the many. JT, I think you're kind of new to the channel, but really appreciate your support. And Travel TV, everybody else that comes in here, I could go. I'm sure I'm missing 100 people that come in here. Earl, I saw you in here. He was also a channel member. Derek was in here. He's also a channel member. And I just want to give you guys some props for hanging with the Do More Life family and seeing things through. So I really appreciate it. We are 4 thumbs up away from 50. So if you can hit the thumbs up button on your way out, that would be awesome if we got 50 likes. Stuck says, I don't have any social media other than YouTube, so it's hard for me to stay up with everything. I understand, man. Anonymity is important, and you should stay that way for sure. So on your way out, guys, hit the thumbs up button if you can. If you can't, if you've already hit it, don't worry about it. And I really love you guys. I will see you in a video sometime this week, and I will catch you next weekend on the Do More Life live stream. See you guys. Whatever you do today, be sure you do more life. See ya.